guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this month's period vlog. Haven't actually started bleeding yet, but I wanted to start this video a little bit early because all this week I have been a bit, stressing is the wrong word, but a little bit concerned about when my period was going to start. Because technically it was due pretty much any day from Tuesday. It's Thursday now. And today I'm actually starting a nannying job. I do it twice a week with a new family. You remember I was doing it before. That was just once a week, but I'm starting with twice a week, and I realised the first proper session I was going to do with them was going to be today, which is like around the time I get my period. And up until like a couple of months ago, that would have been fine. I wouldn't have been too worried about it because I got my period under control. But 2 months ago, or was it was back in November, I had a really bad period, as you guys would have seen, and I was just so thrown, and I felt like, oh my god, I've gone back in time again, and now I have to start worrying about things booked around my period. So I did warn the family this might happen, so it's not like it would be completely out of the blue, but I'm really worried that if it like had started today and or yesterday and I was in a lot of pain today, I'd have to cancel. I feel really guilty about that. I don't want to have to cancel and stuff. So yeah, anyway, haven't started bleeding yet. I'm only doing 3.5 hours today, which is good, so it's not too long. It's currently like 20 past 2, I think, and I don't have to, and I start at 3 o'clock, but I have to leave here at 2:40. So I haven't started bleeding yet, but I am starting to get like more consistent cramps, which usually for me means I'm right about to start. So what I'm doing is I'm just packing up my little emergency kit. I've got a panty liner on, a reusable panty liner on anyway. I'm just going to add to this kit, which is already my emergency kit for my bag. It's very hard to do one-handed, but it's got one cloth pad in there, it's got some spare underwear, and it's also got some ibuprofen. And I'm just going to add some omeprazole, which helps protect my stomach lining if I am going to take ibuprofen, which sadly is the only meds I can take. I can't take paracetamol because it makes me feel nauseous and I've got a problem with my liver, so I'm not supposed to take it. And mefenamic acid, whoa, that was horrible. I've tried it twice, awful both times. So that's literally and I've had naproxen as well, but I don't need anything that strong yet, touch wood. And I'm just going to add an extra pad in as well, just in case. So I'll be fine, like, in terms of protection. That's not worrying me. It's just whether or not the pain is going to cause an issue. I think because it is starting, I am going to take something before I go, just because I do want to make sure that today is all right. And the first day as well, it's always a bit like, you're never too sure. I have met the family already, and I have done one shorter stint with him, the little boy, before, so it should be fine. But I really don't want, but just because back in November I started out that day so good, like with no problems whatsoever, and like within a couple of hours, and like walking to go and pick stuff up from the post office, and within a couple of hours I was on the floor thinking I needed to call an ambulance because it was so bad and I was on my own. I didn't know what to do, and I don't want to be like that when I'm responsible for a kid. So but I did remember that I had been really bad with my meds that time. Been much better this month. I've been meticulous about it. I did also add in 2 new things, which is fennel tablets, and I've also been drinking ginger tea every day since like last Thursday for a week now, which is supposed to help with like menstrual bleedings, with like reducing the heaviness. So we'll see if that's made any difference. The reason I took the fennel is because I met somebody else who had very similar periods to me, like really painful, and she solved it with fennel, but it did take her 3 months to do it. So I figured, you know, I'd start it this month and we'll see. But there's a lot of, actually when I started doing some research on it, there's quite a bit that says it can work a bit like the NSAIDs, so NSAIDs, I think that's the way it goes, meds, which is like ibuprofen basically. So if it's a natural ibuprofen, I'm all for it. Anyway, I am dressed and ready to go. I've just put some like smart stretchy sweatpants on, you know, just in case, all prepared. Hopefully this will be good and won't have any problems, but I will catch up with you later. And I reckon my period will probably start sometime today. It could wait till tomorrow, but I do think it'll be sometime before tonight. It's 3 AM in the morning on Friday now, and my period has finally started. So it didn't start earlier when I was going to nanny, fortunately, and that was all fine. It has started now. I'm just gonna try and get some sleep. I already took meds about an hour ago because like the cramping was starting to really get more, and I knew it was about to come. Really knew at that point, so I took it then. They seem to be under control now, as long as I lie on my back and not on my side. It's really weird, like if I'm on my side it makes it worse at the moment. So yeah, hopefully just gonna get some sleep. It's like 6:15 in the morning. I kid you not, I have not been able to get to sleep. I don't know what it is. I've had like on and off kind of cramping from the perspective of if I like do anything other than lie flat on my back, which I can't sleep flat on my back because I'm usually like curled around a pillow or something, coupled with a bit of, I guess, like constipation, needing to go to the loo and having to get up every now and then to see if I can go. Finally have been, so hopefully now I get to sleep at like 4 o'clock. The nausea hit in, which always happens to me. If I get like past 3 AM I get really nauseous. So that was fun to deal with. Fortunately not too bad now. I had a mint. Mint seems to be like the cure-all for me with that. Thank God. I just hope I can finally get some sleep. I'm gonna be so tired tomorrow. I can't decide what to do, whether to just get up and see if I can like do something until I get really tired then, or keep trying. It's just, can't remember the last time I was up this late. Oh no, I can. I was at the hospital. It is 10 o'clock now. I can't remember the last time I spoke to you. I think it might have been 6. So I woke up again at 8. I finally got some sleep at about 6:30. Woke up again around 8 and debated between sort of trying to get up or go back to sleep. Anyway, I managed to get back to sleep until now, about 10. Feel like crap, just utterly awful. I'm a bit worried because of course I'm sleep deprived, so I feel nauseous. If I have to take pain meds, I've got to have something in my stomach, so I've just grabbed some cornflakes here, plain cornflakes, no milk or anything, to see if I can just snack at some of them. But yeah, also realised I think I only have one more set of Nurofen left, so I'm gonna have to message my mum, who I was already gonna meet up with later because we we're gonna do some work, and just say, could she please bring some more Nurofen and some more omeprazole, because I think I've run out of that as well. I really didn't do well at planning before. I thought I'd brought a whole new pack last month, but I must have got through it. It's about 12 o'clock now, or 12:15. I had another little nap at like 10:30. No, maybe a bit later than that. I don't know. 11ish, I think, till like 11:30. Just a tiny nap. That has actually like somehow given me a bit of revitalization. I think I must have hit my minimum amount of sleep now. So anyway, I'm just going to make some ginger tea. I've got a little knob of ginger here I'm about to cut up into some slices and pop into some water I have boiling on this pan here, hence the reason you can hear this fizzling. Oh wait, turn that down actually. I've also just made myself a hot water bottle, because the one thing I am struggling to do today, and I think it is the sleep deprivation, is stay warm. I'm like really cold. This is actually a thermal top as well. It is chilly here in the UK. We had snow a couple of days ago. Of course, being Britain, we had bright, like clear blue sky, sunny, lovely day in the morning, not a cloud in the sight. 4 hours later, like really heavy snow. But that's the British weather. That's what we're used to. So let me just put this ginger in and then have my ginger tea. So I'm just gonna let this sort of gently simmer. Please excuse the mess of my countertop here. I haven't felt well enough to clean it up since last night. But I just added 1 teaspoon of agave syrup as well to the pan, and I'm just going to let it simmer lightly for around 10 to 15 minutes. Just letting the ginger tea steep, and then I will drink it and just continue watching anime. I've gone back and watched one of my favourite animes, which is, and I can never pronounce this right, Seika Ichi Hatsukoi, which is a yaoi one actually, but I find it really funny, so I thought I'd watch it. It's 2 PM now. I just had a work call, which fortunately was the only thing that like had to be done today, so everything else is now, I can move it around. I've got a couple of emails I really should get done, but I think I will manage that later. Just about to have some lunch. I've got some noodles here, chicken noodle soup, because it's the only thing I really feel like I can eat and keep down now. I also realised I've run out of pain meds, so fortunately I messaged my mum, who's coming over I think around 4, and said could she bring some more over. I did discover I have this packet, these old basic ibuprofen tablets. Well, I say old, they're still within their use by date thankfully, but these oldish tablets that were prescribed to me by the doctor. For some reason they don't work as well as Nurofen. I've never understood this, because as far as I'm concerned they're exactly the same thing, but they've never worked as well as Nurofen for me, which is annoying, because obviously the bog standard ibuprofen is much cheaper, but it just doesn't do the same thing, so I don't know. But anyway, I figured I'd keep it on standby just as an in case, because I've still got another 2 hours to go, and I think it is getting kind of gradually worse. So I'll eat my food, see how I feel then, and hopefully I'll be able to avoid it. It's 6:40 now. My mum came round about 3:30, stayed for a few hours and left about an hour ago. Yeah, as of right now, I've been fine. I did have like mild cramps earlier on when I took the my meds. That they were still kind of coming through, but certainly very dealable with, which is really positive. So hopefully, fingers crossed, because it's now like more than 12 hours since I started my period, we're through the worst bit of it, and it should be good. If it stays like this, like I am right now, it'll be totally manageable. So I'm going to really, you know, knock on wood that it stays that way. I am currently just scrolling through YouTube. I'm looking at a lot of school stuff now, because I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but I'm hoping to become a school governor. I might do a separate video on my vlog channel about this and talk in more depth about that, but that's something I've been really interested in doing, so I'm watching lots of stuff and researching it as much as I can. I'm hoping to hear back about whether or not I've got an interview with a school in the next week or so, so keep fingers crossed for that. Dinner wise, when my mum was here, the one thing I asked her if she could help me out with is she peeled and chopped a sweet potato for me, because it's quite hard to cut sweet potato, and I just thought, you know, I don't want to be putting a lot of effort into it if I'm still crampy later on, which fortunately I'm not. So that's all ready and cut to go in the oven. And I think I had like 2 vegetable fingers in the freezer, which really do need eating up, so I think I might just throw them on in the oven as well and just have like a very basic meal. But I thought, you know, the sweet potato at least would be quite healthy and a decent meal. I'm not hungry yet, so I think I'll leave it until about 7 and then I might put them on. It's 10:30 now. I had my dinner. You can see the remainders of my sweet potato chips. I didn't end up putting the vegetable fingers in. I decided potato would be enough, and I was right. Yep, still fine cramp wise. Starting to get that kind of painful gassiness that you get after you've taken ibuprofen. I think I'm going to run a bath now, just have a soak kind of before bed, and, you know, get ready to settle down. I think I might also have some pudding. I just feel like I'm craving cereal. You know, when you're in your period, you crave really weird things. This is why I always say it's kind of like preparation for pregnancy, because you get all these symptoms like PMS, like craving weird stuff. But yeah, like cereal, just really craving cereal right now. So yeah, I'm not the dry cereal I was having earlier, like proper cereal with milk in it. So I think I might have a small bowl of that after I get out the bath. And then try and get an early night tonight so I actually get some decent sleep. Fortunately, it's the weekend, so I've got no work at all tomorrow or the next day, but it would be nice to get out and about a bit. It's about midnight now. I'm really starting to get tired, so I'm just going to finish watching this episode I've got here. Then I think I'm going to try and turn my light out and go to sleep. Morning! I think it's about 11 now. I woke up at 10ish. Just before 10, so I got a pretty decent amount of sleep last night. Just currently making some spaghetti hoops on toast, which is in my toaster, for breakfast, because I feel like something savoury and a bit more substantial. Haven't needed to take anything so far this morning, which is great, so fingers crossed that stays as well. But yeah, we survived yesterday. Yesterday was fine, so that's good. That should mean today will be fine as well, and I'm already feeling a lot better. I felt quite bloated last night. That seems to have gone off now, which is good. So yeah, let me just, oh, I should have let the toast burn. It's 3:30 now in the afternoon. Literally, after I had breakfast, I think around, 10ish? 11ish? 10:30ish, I just watched some random documentaries on my laptop, and then I think at like 11:30 or 12ish, I was tired again, so I turned over and went back to sleep, and literally only just woke up like 30 minutes ago. So I've been sleeping for most of the day so far. I think I'm just gonna have a really chill day. I was kind of debating seeing if my mum wanted to go for a walk or something, but I think I'm gonna leave that till tomorrow. Haven't needed to take any meds so far today though, so that's quite promising. Yeah, just very minor cramps, but perfectly dealable with. Don't know what to really do. I think I'm just gonna, as I said, I think I'm just gonna have a lazy day. I need to get some lunch as well. I actually need to get something to eat now. It's a bit healthy. Yeah, just obviously catching up on yesterday's sleep. I'm not mad about it because I didn't get enough sleep yesterday, so I had to get some more today. It's 7:30 now. I have officially had, I think, the laziest day in ages. Oh, it's my phone. I've just placed an order for some Chinese because I feel like having a takeaway and being a little bit naughty. Yeah, it's not plant-based either, but I was like, you know what? I'm celebrating having such a good period so far. No meds today at all, nothing. Second day. Fabulous. So that was a real improvement. Yeah, and as of yesterday, I think I was just partly nervous as well because as I said, I'd had such a bad episode quite recently. It's just kind of getting back into the routine of it being okay again. Interestingly, I spoke to my mum about this yesterday when she came over, but I'd completely forgotten this. One of her closest friends happens to be a gynecologist, quite an experienced gynecologist, who my mum had been talking to about my period problems, and was saying that I really should have a laparoscopy, which I've always known, to be fair, I've always known I probably should have a laparoscopy. I put it off because I react so badly to anaesthetics, and I just didn't really feel, other than if like you have endometriosis and they decide to laser off and they laser away some of the lesions, there's not really a lot that a laparoscopy does other than tell you maybe what you've got. But there's so many of these conditions are incurable. Even endometriosis is not curable. They can just kind of take bits away and make it a bit better, and then you probably have to have it further on down the line again. But I am debating now going back to the gynecologist that I really like, the private one, and seeing if he thinks it might be necessary, because I did really like him. I haven't seen him for a year, so I should probably go back and have another appointment with him about that. So that's something else I'm considering. But having said that, this period was so much better that I might give it another month or two to see how like the supplements maintain it, and if they're good, then I might not feel that it's necessary. But it's something that's kind of on the card, so I thought I'd mention it, because of course if I did have a laparoscopy I would film it and everything. Well, not the actual laparoscopy, I don't know if I could do that, but you know, the whole process and stuff. Yeah, but it's just something that I have already been thinking about it. It's just, it's such an effort to get anything these days, because you have to go to the GP and then all that sort of stuff. But I wouldn't need to see my GP for this, because I've already seen the gynecologist, so I could just book an appointment straight through them, which would be good. Yeah, sorry it's been so boring. I mean, I've literally done nothing today. It's just sleep and finish watching the anime series and watching like these documentaries on the school stuff, because as I said before, I'm hoping to be a school governor. Didn't end up hearing back actually this week, so I'm hoping I hear back by next week about it. Keeping my fingers crossed. I seem to have crossed my fingers a lot in this video. I might not have been coherent for the first part, but I do realise I've said that a lot. I don't know, is this crossing the fingers thing a thing everywhere? You know, I know in the UK and obviously in the US, I think Australia as well, we say all cross your fingers. Is there any other kind of version that you guys who are in other countries around the world do? I'd be really curious to know actually, because it's like our good luck symbol. For now, I'm going to wait for my takeaway, which this place that I use, there's this Chinese place nearby that are amazing, and they, like, it's 7:30 now, they said it'll be done by 8:30. Sometimes it's literally turned up within like 15 minutes. It's incredible, they're so good. And it's just amazing. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for them to come. I think I will probably have another bath tonight. Reading some manga. On my iPad as well, which is the same series, but it somehow I like to read it as well. You know, it's just a bit different reading it in the manga form to the anime. You can kind of get the voices in your head when it's obviously translated, but on there it's subbed. So yeah. Oh, the irony. So after having said that this restaurant delivers very quickly usually, I can't remember when I last spoke, I think it was 9:30 or something, and I was just about to order. It's now coming up to, no, sorry, 7:30 and I was about to order. It's now coming up to 9. First of all, it was due for 8:20, then they moved it back to 8:50, and then they've moved it back to 9:20, because apparently it's busier than usual, which I guess is good for them that they're busy. But, annoying, because now I'm getting really, really hungry, and of course, it would be just after I said that they're usually really quick that they got delayed. This is the first time it's ever happened though, in fairness to them, but still, hungry. I totally forgot to sign off last night, but of course, because I've been sleeping throughout the day, I ended up getting to bed a lot later, which I knew would happen, but I did finally get to sleep at about 3 AM, and then I slept till like 11:30, so I've completely screwed up my sleep cycle from now on, so hopefully I can get that back on track in the next day or two. But yeah, it's actually 1:40 now. So like this period, much easier. I'm really hoping this stays, and the fennel tablets and the ginger tea work continuously. I need to try taking the fennel, as I said before, for like at least a full month to see if it really is making a big difference, and whether it, because the other supplements I've taken before could do what has happened this cycle, but I think it might improve it even more taking the fennel, so we will see about that. Either way, I'm going to sign off here because I haven't got anything planned for today. I was thinking of going for a walk with my mum, but it is utterly miserable. It's raining and grey and all sorts outside. So just going to go over there for Sunday dinner. later on, and yeah, just chill out, have a nice relaxing day. But I do hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If there are any videos you'd like me to do or get done, I've got a ton of cup reviews I need to do. Oh shoot, I need to try a new cup this month actually. That reminds me, must put that in. I've currently got my monthly cup in. I put that in last night because I was finally at a point where I was like, okay, I trust my body not to react now to it. But yeah, I've got a couple of cups to try, a few more reviews, got some more pad reviews to do. There's actually quite a few things coming, some new period underwear that's on the way. So yeah, all that to come. But I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Do please subscribe and stay click the bell button so you get notified when I put new stuff up. And I will see you next week. Bye everyone.